Smile.
It's good.
Are we live?
Yeah.
Oh, Joey always points to me. Good
You're
morning.
Nobody watching
I
that.
think we're live. We're tuned in, so go online. Let us know if you're there. Type us in a comment. We're a little different today. Mr. Mark's back there on the computer, so
Do not say Joey's sick.
Mr. Mark is on the computer, so he'll see your comments. He'll let me know who's there. I have my granddaughter visiting me today. Stella May's here. Her mommy's on an important conference call.
Say
Yeah.
it out loud. Say hi.
Hi. Hi, Stella. She's over watching me. And so my middle kid, Charlie's going to move the camera around since Stella May's visiting. And mommy's on a good, big, important conference call. So Stella May's letting mommy have quiet at home. Those of you that are working from home, yeah, Stella May says, shh. Lots of people are having to find other things to do while people are making important phone calls. That's what Stella's doing. She came here today, and she's got her crayons, and she's got my colored pencils over there, and I've got her markers today. We're going to make butterflies today. So,
Dana's on.
hi Dana, hi Mia, hi Evie,
Adlin and Sadie.
hi Adeline, hi Sadie. We're making butterflies today. We're doing something
Lydia.
fun and silly. It's Friday. It's the end of the week.
Lydia and Patrick.
Hi Lydia, hi Patrick. You'll have to tell me what colors. We're going to talk about our color wheel today. And we're going to create some really pretty butterflies. This is what we're going to use, those silly coffee filters that were in your bag.
Jean, Theron, and Dr. Cal.
We've got Jean out there. You've got two little coffee filters like this.
You didn't even say hi to Dr. Cal. He's signed on quite a few times.
Hi Dr. Calp. We got all kinds of people signing on.
Alicia's there.
Hi Alicia. So is Sophia there? Hi Sophia. I loved Sophia's watermelon and ants. And I saw Casey's yesterday. When you guys post a picture and you tag me, so you use this little @ Idea Studio, I get to see the pictures. And I saw some really cool ants. And Sophia had even added a third watermelon slice. So her ants were having a big picnic. Today we're going to use our coffee filters. These should be the last things left in your bag for this week. We got coffee filters, and you should have a pipe cleaner that has 2 little beads in the middle of it. Okay? So that's what we need today. So while you're getting signed on, you can pull those out of your bag. These are really kind of fun to do. You can tell, instead of just making one sample, I was having fun, so I made 2. It gets kind of addictive. So if you want to make more, all you need is pipe cleaner. You really don't need the beads if you don't have any, but if you got any pipe cleaners and coffee filters, these are these kinds of coffee filters that everybody used to have in their house before everybody had Keurigs. If the only coffee maker you've got in your house is Keurig, then you're out of luck because you won't have big old coffee filters like this. But these are these basket coffee filters.
Madison, Finley, and Anna.
Hi Anna, hi Finley, hi Madison. No Bay? Bay, you're not there?
Crystal.
Hi. Crystal's Madison's mom, right? I think so. So coffee filters. Now there should be 2 in your bag. Mr. Joey and I were very careful to take our little fingers and separate them and make sure you got 2. So it might look like you've just got 1 if they're stuck together. So very carefully separate them. They're very thin because they are supposed to be used for coffee filters.
Sarah Elizabeth.
Hi, Sarah Elizabeth. Are you still remotely online going to do butterflies with mom today?
Alex and Valentini say hi.
Hi, Valentina. Hi, Alex. I've got some washable markers. Ideally, that's the funnest thing to use with our butterflies because we're going to then wet them just a little bit and they're going to almost look like this tie-dye. You like my butterfly, Miss Selma? He's pretty, isn't he? Yeah. And so we're going to talk about our color wheel a little bit so we end up with really pretty butterflies. We don't want our butterflies to turn brown, so we're going to talk about our color wheel a little bit. See my green one? And these are, I've got Stella May's markers here. And you use these with Papa. Stella May, my granddaughter's visiting me. She's 2. And these are her markers that she uses when she comes to visit at the studio. But she's going to let me use them this morning. These are washable. The most fun to decorate our butterflies with will be something that's washable, something that's water soluble. That's how my markers turned into almost like this tie-dye look. So round up something to use on your butterfly stay. These would make just plain white butterflies. I'm sure somewhere out there in the world there might be a pure white butterfly. So if you have absolutely nothing and can just find coffee filters, you could make white butterflies. But it'll be fun to put some color on them. If you've got washable markers, these say super washable. I don't think they have to be super washable. But washable means they're water soluble, which means when the water hits the marker, they're going to bleed and run and make these really pretty, almost like tie-dye colors. See how my yellow is blended into my green? I've got all these pretty colors going on. This is kind of like when we did our ink washes. We did our pelican and we did our dolphin. I remember we used that little skinny flare marker, and it's a water-soluble marker. So when the water touched the ink, it bled and ran a little bit. That's the same idea with using water-soluble markers. So if you've got some markers at home, chances are you do. A lot of people have markers at home. And chances are if your mom bought markers for at home when you were a kid, then they're probably washable. Every smart adult buys washable markers. So find yourself some markers. If you don't have markers at home, we've had our colored pencils this week. The colored pencils will work. If you don't have the colored pencils, you can use crayons. You could use highlighters. My niece over in Atlanta, who one of her co-teachers, I think, dropped her off some real art supplies. But she started doing these projects just using all her different colored highlighters that she had used when she worked on her master's degree this past year. So if you've got highlighters, you could at least make yellow butterflies, yellow and white. So look for something that you can add some color to your butterflies. If you've got our sets of oil pastels that we used one week, oil pastels would not probably be the best for this project because oil pastels, one, have a little thickness and they get really smudgy and they kind of stick and smudge to each other. So I wouldn't recommend the oil pastels. If you've got colored chalk, your sidewalk chalk that you might have been using the other week when we all did chalk the walk, sidewalk chalk might work okay. So find yourself something to color with. We're going to talk about our color wheel a little bit, so I think we'll do that while we're just sitting here while you work on finding your colors you're going to use. The only other thing you're going to need, besides your coffee filters, you need your pipe cleaner. That's for the very end. You'll need something once we color our coffee filters, and there's still a big round coffee filter. You need to get a couple plates. Each butterfly is going to use 2 coffee filters. So once we color them, if you're using something that's water soluble, we're going to lay them in a plate like this. And we're going to spritz them or moisten them with some water. So the plate will help the water not get all over mom's table or wherever you're working right now. So find yourself a couple plates. If you've got a toothbrush, we won't put any paint on it or do anything, but we're going to use that to make some misty water. And then a hair dryer. If you've got a hair dryer at home, grab your hair dryer. Hair dryers would be hard to find in our house. But if you've got a hair dryer, most of you probably have a hair dryer someplace. You might have to ask mom to borrow hers. Salome knows that mom has a hair dryer on her vanity. So if there's a hair dryer any place in your house, go borrow your hair dryer. We'll only use it for, it takes maybe 30 seconds to dry our coffee filters when we get them wet. But you'll want a hair dryer so we can finish our project, okay? So a hair dryer, a couple plates, your coffee filters, and then something to color with. You're going to need something to color with. And find yourself a toothbrush. Won't hurt your toothbrush. You can use your toothbrush that you use every day. We're just going to get it wet and use our finger to mist some water off of it. So it's not going to do anything harmful to your toothbrush. Okay, so if you have found your coffee filters and you've got yourself a couple plates, we'll need those when we're done coloring on a coffee filter. You need your pipe cleaner out of your bag. And then we'll need a hair dryer, something to color with. Have most of you found some washable markers? Give us a thumbs up or give a comment to Mark so he knows if you've got something to color with. Markers, we can use our colored pencils. You have to be careful with the colored pencils because the coffee filters are very, very thin. So we don't want to press too hard and tear them. Okay? Otherwise, our butterfly will have raggedy wings. Okay. Give us a comment or give us a thumbs up. Let me know if you've got your things to color with. And we'll look at how we can make some really cool patterns. We want to think about the color wheel. Remember this color wheel we talked about before? Where our primary colors are blue, red, and yellow. These are the three colors that you can't make by mixing another color. You gotta start with red and blue and yellow. And if you have red and blue and yellow, you can mix all the other shades you want. You can mix all your shades of purple by putting your red and blue together. You can mix all kinds of shades of orange, peach colors, apricot colors, burnt orange, terracotta colors. You can mix all of those with your red and your yellow. And then all your shades of green, teal and blue-green and turquoise and aqua, all these shades you can mix with your blue and your yellow. The one thing you have to think about when we draw our butterfly wings, when we give them nice pretty patterns, you see my butterfly here? He's got one wing that's got lots of yellow and green on it, a little bit of blue in the edges there. This wing's got some blues and greens and yellows. Those colors all work great. None of my wings turned brown, did they? I have really pretty, nice blue and yellow and green wings, no brown. And this one over here, I tried making a rainbow butterfly. So on one wing, I kept my orange and my yellow, my green down here. I didn't let my orange touch my green. And down here, I got all my purples and my blues and my reds coming around here. When you think about the color wheel, here's our color wheel. We can divide it in half. If I divide it in half like this, what colors do you see on the bottom here? What color's on the bottom here? Miss Delamay says orange. She sees orange. And we've got red and we've got yellow. These are what we call our warm colors. So half the color wheel are our warm colors. Think about fire and sun and hot things. Then if we divide the color wheel the other way and look at the top of it, these are our cool colors. Our purples and our blues and our greens. I could do the same thing. I could divide the color wheel this way. I've got red, purple, blue. I could divide it this way and go orange and yellow and green. But what's going to happen if we use a color that uses all three of these, red, yellow, blue? All three of those make brown. So if I mix up my warm colors and my cool colors, I'm going to get brown. Could there be a brown butterfly out there in the world? I'm sure there probably is. There might be some butterflies that have really pretty shades of brown. So don't worry about it. But if you want to stay some nice, bright, pretty colors, we want to make sure that our blues and our reds and our yellows don't get all together to make brown. So I wouldn't want my green next to my purple because purple's got blue and red and green's got blue and yellow. And that puts all three of those together. So we got to think about which colors we want to put together. Think about your warm colors together or think about your cool colors together. Then we won't end up with brown. So I'm going to let Charlie move our camera in and I'm going to set up my little table here and show you what we're going to do. So I'm going to move my plates over here by the hairdryer because we won't need those to our glove coloring. These are what you're looking for if you have so much fun making a butterfly that you want to make some more. Look for some coffee filters in your house. I'm going to make sure, and usually Charlie, he pulls it right up here to where one of those legs is up the side of my thing. And one of them's like sticking in between there. Charlie's going to get us all settled so you'll be able to see me close up. I'm going to stick our butterflies back up here. So I got my table clear and we'll get all settled here. Let's see, I lost one of my coffee filters. So I gotta look around and see if I can find it. I think it's underneath my plates. There we go. Hello, Miss Stella May. Okay, I got my coffee filters here. And Charlie will be able to move the camera. And can you see? Usually we see this right here, and you're just gonna see my hand and the edge of it. Okay, coffee filters are curved like a bucket, aren't they? Like a little bowl. Well, we want to color on this, so it might be easiest if you put it upside down. That might help it flatten out a little bit. Okay? Now, the cool thing about making butterflies, we'll put this one down here so we can get inspired. There we go. Now, you can make whatever kind of design you want on your coffee filters. It's not going to take long to color the coffee filters if you've got markers or highlighters. If you have a Sharpie, you could use a Sharpie. I'm going to dump all my markers out here so you can see all the colors I've got. And remember to keep in mind, I'm going to lay our color wheel down here so you can see it too. We'll put our butterflies over there for right now. We'll put our color wheel down here. That way, if you wonder about what color to use, you can check my color wheel. Remember, you want to think of these kind of shades together, or you can put these kind of shades together. We don't want to mix up these shades with these shades. Otherwise, that's where we'll get our brown butterfly. So I got all my markers out. I'm going to just use one coffee filter to start with, so I'm going to put my other one over there. I'll keep our color wheel here. Can we see the color wheel, Charlie? Okay. These are all my colors that I had in Stella's box of colors. We got lots of pretty colors, don't we, Stella? Which should we start with?
Purple.
Purple? Stella says to start with purple. So, if I was thinking of using a little purple on this wing, the two coffee filters, one's going to make the top two wings, one's going to make the bottom two wings. So Stella May said purple would be a good one to start with. So what are some other colors I would use with my purple? I could use blue. Blue. I could use, what would this one be? Is that Papa's favorite? Green? Okay. So I might pull out some colors that I think would be good to use. Actually, don't think I want to put my green. Yeah, I could. Yeah, I don't want to put my green with my purple because that might get a little muddy. But look at these together. Ooh, and I think, how do we make pink? I have a pink marker. Pink a good one? Stella likes pink. Pink is made by putting the little white with our red. That's how we make pink. So since red's in these colors over here, I could add pink too. So that would make a good set of colors for my butterfly here. I'm going to move these out of the way because I don't want to forget and use one of those colors. That would make a brown butterfly for me. Now, I don't have to color this whole thing because do we see little bits of white on my butterflies here? I see little bits of white in the corners and in between. It kind of looks pretty. So I'm going to start with purple. That was Stella May's choice first. We'll start with purple. So think of just making some designs on here. Do you remember when we did our Easter eggs last week?
Eggy.
And on one of my Easter eggs, I did just all kinds of scribbles all over the place and added more scribbles of another color and more scribbles of another color. You could do that. You could come in here and make some shapes if you want. I might put a square in the middle with my purple. Look at that. I'm not even going to worry that I didn't get it all colored in perfect. And maybe I'll make some lines come out from the sides. This is kind of fun. You can make up whatever kind of design you want on your butterfly because we're going to let the water kind of make them all bleed together into a tie-dye look. Now, if you're not using washable markers, you're not going to use water, then you might want to pick out a pretty design that you do. But they're going to get all scrunched together. See how I don't see the whole flat coffee filter? So keep in mind, that your design is going to turn into all kinds of folds and you won't see all of it anyway. So we don't have to get too picky about our design. What's another shape I could put in there? I could put a circle over here. I could color in a purple circle over here. Markers make it easy to color a big space if you kind of lay it on its side like this. I can color in. Do we see me okay over here, Charlie?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how about we put enough purple? What color should we use next?
You gotta say it louder.
The blue? Okay, Stella says let's use the blue next. So how about if I put a blue circle on this side?
Oh.
Should I put a blue circle on this side? Okay. And how about, can I add some more blue lines next to the purple lines? That would be pretty, right? Coffee filters don't really stay very flat. They kind of get scrunched around a little bit. I'm pressing very lightly with my marker because the coffee filter is very, very thin, almost like tissue paper. And I don't want to be pulling on it and jerking on it. I don't want to tear my poor butterfly wings. Okay, got some blue. Maybe I'll put a little blue right around the middle. There we go. Should I put some blue out here? Oh, maybe I'll put, that looks kind of cool. I'll put a blue border on top of the purple circles. So maybe what kind of border should I put above the blue circles? Should I use the purple over here? I can put some purple here. Okay. Now what color didn't I use? I didn't use my red. Okay, should we add some red? Okay. How about if we put a little bit of red down here in the middle? We'll add some red like that. Maybe I'll put a stripe of red under here, underneath the blues. And how about if we do one under the purple here? Okay. And I got one more color we haven't used. We haven't used any pink.
Pink.
Should I use some pink?
Okay.
Okay. We'll use some pink. Stella May says we should use some pink. Where shall I put some pink? How about if I draw some pink lines out like this? This is kind of one of those fun projects. We're not trying to draw anything. We'd call this an abstract art piece because does it look like anything in particular? No. Does it look like a cat? No. Does it look like a dog? No. Yesterday we drew cats and dogs and bunny rabbits and people, and that doesn't look like anything we drew yesterday, does it? There, this is Stella May's bunny rabbits. I hung it up here so everybody can see. Oh, you guys can't see my bunny rabbits up on the board. This is what's called abstract art because it doesn't look like anything in particular. It doesn't represent anything. I see shapes, we see circles, and we see squares, and we see diagonal lines, but it doesn't represent anything in particular. I kind of like it. You think that would make good? That will be my top wing. Now, if this is going to be the top wing of my butterfly or the bottom wing, oops. You guys should have, oh, this is washable markers, so it will wash off my table. But if you're using markers on something as thin as this, we should put a piece of paper underneath it. So, Miss Ginny is going to put a piece of paper here. Because when you use markers on something this thin, the marker probably bleeds right through it. Okay, so we got these kind of colors up here on one wing. So do you think maybe I should use some nice warm colors on the other wing? That can be our kind of cool color wing. And maybe we will use some bright colors. What if I use some yellow? That's Miss Ginny's favorite color. And some orange. I could use some red. Those make some good colors there. How about if we make a wing like that? Does that look like good colors together? Stella May thinks so. What do you guys think? So we'll make this our warm wing. So Gigi or Miss Ginny's favorite color is yellow. So I'm going to start with the yellow. And we made circles and squares there. What could we make on this one? Maybe we'll make some hearts. How about if we make some hearts? And see, if you're coloring in your wing,
Daddy.
If you're coloring in your wing and it's not water soluble, you can make some really cool patterns. Look, I could put hearts all the way around here.
Daddy.
I put 3 hearts over here. I got yellow hearts. Maybe I'll come on this other side and make some yellow hearts on this side. And we'll come over here and make a yellow heart. And maybe we'll come on this side and make a yellow heart. Okay. Should I put some other colors someplace else? We could add some yellow or some orange and some red. What would be another shape? I did hearts. What else could I make on here? We could make stars. Maybe I'll make some orange stars to go with my yellow hearts. And we'll make a star over here that's orange. And remember, mine are going to get all smushed out of shape because I'm going to put a little water on mine. So I'm not worrying too much about my design. If you're not using something water soluble, you might want to take a little more time with your design. What could we do here? What if I drew a heart around my yellow hearts? I could draw hearts around my yellow hearts with my orange marker. How's that look? Should we add just a little bit of red into it somewhere? What if we add just a little bit of red? We could make our star in the middle shine. We could put some red rays all around. There we go. We added some red in the middle. Any place else we should put some red? Maybe I could put a red border out here at the edge. I'll go around and make a red border all the way around the edge. It'll fill in on top of that heart there. Oh, I didn't draw red around that heart. And are you guys getting some good designs on your wings here? I'm going to put a red border all the way around here, and then I'm going to show you what we're going to do to turn it into a butterfly. Okay, that means we're going to use our hair dryer in a minute. So, did you guys find a hair dryer to use? I got my hair dryer plugged in over here. The studio keeps lots of hair dryers here for when we paint. Sometimes when you're painting, you just want your colors to dry fast so you can go on to the next color and they don't get all blended together. Okay, I got one wing ready here and I got one wing ready here. How are you guys doing? Give us some thumbs up or give me a comment. You guys got some color on both your coffee filters? And remember, see how cool the butterfly looks where we've got some white? You don't have to color every square inch of that coffee filter. You really just need to put a little color in a couple places and you'll be fine. These are going to look cute stuck all over your house. They will make the inside just like being outside. Look at the cool blue that's showing on my butterfly wings here. See that pretty blue, Stella? Doesn't that look pretty? I like the blue on him. So if you've got color in some places, I'm going to show you what we're going to do next. Next is where we need to get those 2 plates. Told you we needed a couple plates. So, tell you what, let me move these over here. I'm going to go ahead and put my markers away since I'm done with them. You guys can keep coloring if you still need to get some more color on. We will put these markers right here. I'm going to leave my color wheel here for you guys. What you're doing is when you want to pick a color, you want to look at the color wheel and make sure, can I put this color next to this color? So let's stop. Red, the only thing that makes red is red. But what makes green? Blue and yellow make green. And do I want blue and yellow to be with red? No. So these colors that are straight across from each other, those are not good to put together. Unless you're not getting them wet. If you're not getting them wet, they would look really pretty together. These are called complementary colors that are opposite each other on a color wheel. This looks like red and green. That reminds me of Christmas. Here's blue and orange. Here's purple and yellow. Those color combinations look really cool together. But what we're gonna do is take and I'm gonna put my finished butterflies over here. I don't need my toothbrush yet, but I need a plate, and I'm gonna put each coffee filter. They've kind of gotten nice and flat now from me coloring on them. I'm gonna put a coffee filter on top of a plate. And Charlie, could you bring me a cup of water? Just any of those cups that are over there, those blue or red cups. Just about halfway up. Charlie's gonna give me some water, and I'm gonna show you a way we can moisten these. You guys could go right over to your sink if you want to do this by the sink. There's a couple ways. This one that I did, I took a paper towel, like a whole paper towel. So it was 2 of the little skinny perforated paper towels. I folded the paper towel in half. I folded it in quarters, so I had a piece of paper towel about this big. And I got the paper towel wet. Not soaking wet, just ran it under the water and the paper towel was wet. I laid the paper towel down on my plate, and then I laid my coffee filter right on top of it, and it soaked up all that water and turned it into this nice tie-dye look. It also made the coffee filter like sopping wet, so it took it just a little longer to dry. So I decided I didn't need quite that much water, so this is how I decided to use my toothbrush. So let me show you how we can moisten these just a little bit with a toothbrush, and then we'll dry them with our hairdryer. Let me get my color wheel out of the way. I don't need to moisten my color wheel. I'm only going to do 1 coffee filter at a time. So we'll move this one out of the way over here. Okay, so I'm going to take my first coffee filter I did. I got a cup of water here. I'm going to dip my toothbrush in the water, shake it off just a little bit, and then I'm going to take my finger and right down here by my coffee filter, I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to pull it across the bristles. Kind of makes a spray of water. See where my water hit my coffee filter? How it kind of runs a little bit. I can turn this so I can reach if I want to get a little bit more watery mist on this part. So shake it off a little bit so it doesn't drip. Hold it right down here and pull your finger across the across your toothbrush bristles. Wherever water gets on the marker, you can see it bleeding like this. So we'll dip it in one more time. Shake it off. Hold it near your coffee filter and use your finger to drag across the bristles. That's going to make it mist with water. See how all my colors start running in? Look how pretty my purple looks. It's running right up there to my red. Look at my blues turned into all these really fuzzy areas. Might do a little more right out at my edge here. So I'll do it one more time. Tap it off. And we'll put some water right around the edges here. There we go. Okay, now that's one coffee filter, so I'm going to put it over here and get my other one. Now we're not getting any paint or anything on the toothbrush, so that's okay. I'm going to dip my toothbrush in my water, tap it off so it doesn't drip, hold it down here. Let's use that and zoom down. I'm going to have Mr. Charlie zoom in so you can see a little bit more.
Whoa.
There we go. I'm going to go around with my little misty water. I'm just dragging my fingers across the toothbrush like this. It's making a little spray of water. Tap it off.
Whoa, cool.
Oh, Stella says, whoa, cool. It looks neat, doesn't it, Stella? Yeah. Okay. Now these colors didn't bleed quite so much, did they? put a little bit more water over here. Now you can tell how wet my coffee filter is. Isn't my coffee filter nice and wet? Let's maybe put a little more right over here. Okay. Now our next step, we need to be able to fold our butterfly wings and attach them to the butterfly body and make a butterfly. But if you look at my coffee filter, it's pretty wimpy wet, isn't it? So since it's a little hard to fold paper that's this wet, if we tried to do that, our paper would just come apart in a zillion pieces. So what I'm gonna do is take my hairdryer now, and I'm going to dry my coffee filter. And these coffee filters are really, really thin, so it'll only take maybe 30 seconds and your coffee filter is gonna be dry. You might have to hold on to it. The hairdryer might wanna blow it right off your plate. So it might take a couple hands to do it, but I'm gonna turn my hairdryer on, which is probably gonna be a little loud. So maybe will we be okay, Mr. Mark?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna turn the hairdryer on and dry my coffee filter. If you're still working on getting yours wet, that's okay. You can watch me dry because I want to be able to show you my last step. You guys have some extra time, but I want to show you the last step. So I'm gonna turn the hairdryer on. See if I can do that with one hand. There we go. I blew the coffee filter right off the plate. Look, I'm kind of holding it like Superman's cape, letting the hairdryer go underneath it.
So that's cool.
You think it's getting dry, Stella Bay? Let's check it. Let's check it. My outside, see how it's crinkly and dry out here? My middle's still a little wet. So we're gonna dry it a little bit more in the middle. So here goes my hairdryer again. There we go. This one's got nice and dry. See how it's kind of crinkly dry? I ended up taking it off my plate because the plate's not made of paper and the plate was holding the water in the middle of it still. So when I took it off the plate, it could get dry easier, and then I laid it on my paper that I had down on the table. My paper was dry, so it helped me get the middle dry. So let's see if we can dry our other wing. This is gonna be a really pretty wing for one wing of my butterfly. So let's dry the other wing. I blew my butterfly wing off. I better grab it. I don't want it to blow across the room. Oh no, there we go. I'm gonna lay it on my dry paper. Okay, we're gonna let it fly like Superman's cape here. have my hair dryer turned on high because I want the nice warm air to dry my coffee filter faster. If I hold it with one hand, I can make it fly like Superman's cape. There we go. I think I'm pretty dry. Oh, that's noisy, isn't it? Okay, I think mine are pretty dry. So I got 2 dry butterfly wings here. And I'm going to show you how we're going to fold them. One interesting thing, do you see my butterfly wing where I use the purples? Do you see where I see a little bit of brown in the middle here? Now, how did I get brown? Did I use the blue and the red and the yellow together? Nope, I kept the yellow over here, didn't I? But look how I got some brown in here. Do you think maybe my red has maybe got a little yellow in it? See how my red's like a bright, almost orangey red? So maybe my red marker had just a little shade of yellow in it. And so with the blue and with the red with a little bit of yellow in it, I got a couple spots that look brown. But I think it's kind of pretty. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to fold this one up first. What you're going to do is put your circle down, put your coffee filter down on the table, and we're going to start at one end. And Charlie, we may want to zoom in a little bit so they can really see what we're going to do here. So I'm going to let Charlie pull the camera in so we can see really close what I'm going to be doing down here. Okay, so we can see this really well right here. Okay, what we're going to do is put your coffee filter down. We're going to start at the bottom, and I'm going to fold. We're going to fold it into a fan, and I'm going to start by just folding up one little edge like this. See how I made a straight flat bottom here? Just folded up that little curve so I got a straight bottom. Then what I want you to do, turn it over, and I'm going to fold it up till I see where my other fold was. There we go. There's the top of my other fold. I folded it just enough so that those two met. Turn it back over, and I want to fold it up till I'm with where that other fold stopped. There we go. Folded that one up. Turn it up, and we'll fold it again. I'm folding it the same width as the fold I folded before. Okay. So we just keep turning it over and folding it back up. Turn it over. You can see through it. See how I can see how thick the fold is? See all my folds underneath, how it's a little more solid? I can tell right there that's where my fold is, isn't it? So I turned it over, so I want to fold it up that high. There we go. I'm going to turn it over and fold one more fold. Think I can fit 2 or 3 more folds on there? One more. I think I get one more fold after this one. And turn it over, and I'll fold that last little fold right down there. Okay, so I have a folded up fan like that. I'm going to leave that wing. I'm going to fold this one. Okay. So we started at the bottom. I folded it up just a little bit so I got a nice flat spot on the bottom. Then I turned it over so I could fold it right back up that same width. Turn it over. Fold it up again. Turn it over and fold it up again. And if your folds don't work perfectly, don't worry about it. We could make a butterfly wing without putting any folds in it if we wanted to. We could just scrunch them up to turn them into wings. So don't worry too much. Stop and watch right now what I'm going to do if you haven't folded up your wing. Do we have people that are caught up to me, Mr. Mark?
Looks like it. Tell them to give me a thumbs up.
Give us a thumbs up if you've got some folded wings. We're going to find that pipe cleaner that was in your bag next. So if we got some thumbs up, we got some folded wings. I want you to take your pipe cleaner. We need to slide the 2 beads off, but don't let them roll off the table. I'm going to put them right there. Okay? So don't lose your 2 beads. We're going to use the 2 beads to make some eyeballs on our butterfly. What I want you to do is take your pipe cleaner, and we're going to find the middle of it. You know the easiest way to find the middle of a long piece like this, a piece of rope or a ribbon or a pipe cleaner? Take the 2 ends and put the 2 ends next to each other like that. Hold them with your thumb and pull down. That's going to be the middle of our stick of pipe cleaner. Okay? So fold it in the middle like this. And then we're going to go about 1/3 of the way up. So make sure we got 3 parts. 1, 2, 3. So up here to about here, I'm going to crisscross it right there. That's about 1/3 of the way up my pipe cleaner from the bottom. Okay? So I found 1/3. Let's see. I think I'll put this purple wing on the bottom. What I want to do is take my purple. I'm going to scrunch it together just a little bit in the middle, like that. And I'm going to put it right down where I just decided was 1/3 of my pipe cleaner. Can we see? Okay. Now, what I want you to do is hold the butterfly wing and the pipe cleaner in one hand like this. Take your other hand and we're going to twist this pipe cleaner together. So it's going to turn into the bottom of his body like this. So hold your wing with one hand, take the other hand and twist it around and around till they twist together. Around and 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 around. So we get a twisted up little body here. Okay? Now you can switch hands. I can hold his body and the wing in one hand, and we're just going to make one twist up above his wing. Just put one little twist in like that to hold it in place. Oops. I need to put my other wing on. Untwist that twist. And let's slide our other wing on too. Otherwise my butterfly would only have one set of wings. Okay, I'm going to slide my other wing right next to that one, and then I'm going to put a twist up above it. Okay? So we twisted the whole body below the wings. We slid both our wings right into the middle, and I made one twist above the wings. Okay? Did you get your twist in there? Thank you, Stella. Thank you. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Stella's picking up my stuff that flew off the table while we were hair drying. Okay, did we get a twist above the wings? So that kind of holds the wings in. They can't come off our butterfly. Now what I want you to do is take your pipe cleaner, slide it on. These are going to be our butterfly's eyeballs. Okay, slide them down there for his eyeballs. And then hold it with one hand. And we can twist, take this one, and these are going to be his antenna. And pull it over, and we want to twist them together above his eyes. So there's my butterfly's eyeballs in the middle. He's got one blue eye and one white eye. So these are definitely a new breed of butterfly. And well, these are going to be my butterfly's antennas, so I kind of want to curl them around on the middle, on the end. So I could use my little pinky and curl it around. I could curl it even smaller if I didn't have such fat fingers. I could curl this one around. I like my curly antennas. There we go. So I got my butterfly's body. I got his head. I got his eyeballs. I got his antenna curled around. You can put your antennas however you would like. I might have one antenna standing up a little straighter and one coming way down here. He's kind of a goofy looking butterfly. Okay? Now all we need to do is fluff his wings out and he's going to look like a gorgeous butterfly. You want to do this very gently. Remember how thin our butterfly wings are? So we want to very gently from the outside here kind of pull our fan wings apart a little bit. So we see this nice big wing. Come over here and pull this wing apart a little bit. Ooh, those look pretty. His warm color wings turned out nice. Let's see how his cool wings looked. I'll come and pull these wings apart. If you pull too hard, you might tear them. So be real gentle. There we go. And then I gotta pull this one apart. I'm pulling in about the middle of the wing here. Just opening it up a little bit. There we go. And there's my little butterfly. I might pull his little body out in front so we can see it. There, he's got warm wings and cool wings. I think he'd look really cool with all warm wings too, wouldn't he? Or all cool wings. You don't have to do opposite colors on his wings. And there's my butterfly. So now I'm getting a whole flock of butterflies here. A flock? Do you think a group of butterflies is called a flock? Okay. These would be really pretty to go stick them all over your house. We'll make a very cheery house. I'm going to let Mr. Charlie pull our camera back that way. You want to come sit on my lap, Stella May? There we go. Have you got Cheeto fingers? Okay. I'm going to let Charlie pull our camera back. You want to hold my butterfly? Can you hold the butterfly? We'll show everybody. He turned out pretty cool. We got a warm butterfly and a cool butterfly.
A group of butterflies.
A group of butterflies. Mr. Mark looked it up.
Called the kaleidoscope, a flutter, a flight, or a swarm.
Ooh. A group of butterflies has all kinds of cool names. Called a kaleidoscope, a flock,
Flutter,
a swarm, a flutter,
a flight.
a flight. Ooh, I like kaleidoscope. So you can make a whole kaleidoscope of butterflies at your house today if you can find coffee filters. They look pretty, don't they, Stella? Stella's showing you how ours turned out. Looks very pretty.
And
Wave
a group
high.
of caterpillars is called an army.
An army of caterpillars. If we had a group of caterpillars, oh, that's what a butterfly would look like before it turned into a pretty butterfly. They would be an army of caterpillars. Oh, we got to pull a name out of our bowl. You want to pull a name for me? Here, we'll lay the butterfly down. Stella May, remember we have our big pot on Fridays. We pull somebody's name out of a big pot and let Gigi stick her hand in here. We'll see if we got it. Yeah, we got some pieces of paper in there. What we're going to do is stick your hand in there and pull one piece of paper out. And you reach. Oh, Stella May got a piece of paper. Let's see. It says Finley. So we pulled out Finley. And I don't know how to pronounce your last name, Finley. Finley's got a very long last name that starts with a TH. So we're going to hold up Finley's name. We'll put it up here on our board here. And that gives Finley a $25 credit for summer camp this summer. And today is Friday. We'll wave to everybody. Say hi. Hi. We got weekend coming up. We got our weekend coming up. We're getting ready to stuff bags for tomorrow. I need you to go online and order your bags. It makes it so much easier for Mr. Joey and I if everybody's not ordering during the day tomorrow. So go online. Can you hold this bag for everybody? This is what we need them to order. Your bag. Go online and order your bags. We need you to order your bags to next week's activities. We'll have a stretched canvas and pots of paints and brushes in there. We're going to paint a painting on our canvas next week. So go online, please, 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 this afternoon and order your activity bags for next week. And watch our posts for painting party. We had a trial painting party for grown-ups, so they have something fun to do in the evenings. It went pretty good. And so we're going to be doing some posts about doing some actual painting parties next week. So we will see you on Monday. Catch up on your lessons. Post some pictures of how your butterflies turned out. I want to see if we have warm butterflies, cool butterflies, brown butterflies, green butterflies, whatever butterflies you have. Post your picture and don't forget to tag us with this @Idea Studio. And Stella May is holding the bag. Don't forget to go order your bags and we will tell you bye. Say bye. Bye.